All right, welcome everybody to the webinar. It is the time of day we need to get started here. I've just initiated the recording. If you're watching on the replay, hello from the future. I would love to hear from you. If you have any questions during the webinar here today, you can always email us at help@thinkific.com. We can answer any of your questions about anything that you're learning here today in the class or anything about the training that we're going to be talking about later on today. If you are here live, thank you for joining us. We have people coast to coast from North America to South America. We also have people out in the UK and Italy and Croatia. We have people out in Cambodia. We have people here in Australia. I see Lee is there, 3 a.m. Thank you for sharing your early morning with me. I absolutely love that everyone is here from across the world. And I would love to have everybody say hello in the chat if you can. We do have a couple of things to cover here today because we love go-getters, because we love entrepreneurs, and because you've decided to spend an hour of your time with us here today. We want to reward you for that. So the first thing that we're going to do here is if you stay until the end of the webinar here today, you're going to be entered into a draw with a chance to win a $500 Amazon gift card. And that's just for the people here who are watching this live. So thank you so much for showing up. That is our gift to you. We're going to put that contest on and contact you after today to tell you who won that. Also, I want you to walk away with a gift from today. Thank you for spending your time with me. I know as entrepreneurs, time is precious to you, so I want to give everybody a free gift for doing that. I put together a tools and tech guide for online course creators. This is going to be the absolute no fluff, what you need to get started with course creation from a technical standpoint and a software standpoint, hardware and software. So we're going to give that away to everybody who stays until the end of the webinar here today. Also, if you are new to Zoom or if this is your first webinar in Zoom, there is a Q&A button. You're going to see it on your toolbar. It looks like 2 speech bubbles. You're going to go and jump into that Q&A box and you're going to drop your questions in there. Unfortunately, the questions in the chat get lost sometimes, which is why we do this. So please, if you have an important burning question about whatever you need to learn today or about the training that we're going to talk about at the end of the webinar, please go ahead and drop them in the Q&A box and not the chat. Go ahead and sound off in the chat if you are feeling excited, if you're feeling motivated, if you like what we're saying, if you don't like, that's what the chat's for. And we're going to be watching those here today. We have Pani and Sean here today who are going to be answering your questions. Okay, so I have a quick poll that I'm going to launch here for you today. I would love to know 2 things. First, have you already signed up for Thinkific? I would love to know if you are signed up already. And I would also like to know if you have already tried creating and selling an online course before. I'm very, very interested to know if that describes you. So we have a lot of answers coming in right now. All right, so it looks like, are you already signed up for Thinkific? It looks like most people are already signed up. They're on the free plan. We have a few people here on the paid plan. We also have a large group of people here who have never signed up for Thinkific before. Just to let you know, that group there, you can go to thinkific.com and you can sign up for a free account today and you can actually test drive and launch a course that way. It's a limited feature set, but you can actually launch 1 free course there or, a paid course, whatever you want to do, and sell it using our free plan. So it's the best way to test drive Thinkific if you're thinking about using it for your business. Have you tried creating and selling a course before? It looks like we have a group of people here who have sold a course already, which is fantastic. Congratulations on that. But typically, this is what we see here. It looks like we have a large group of people here who have not started, which is you're in the exact right position. You're in the best position right now. You're going to learn from us how to do it. We also have people who are creating but haven't launched yet. So this is going to be really important for you as you continue your creation process. And then we have a group of people here who have had some trouble selling. And this education here is going to be perfect for you. Now, I have created this education for people who are just getting started. But if you are getting into this and you've been trying at it for a couple of years now, this is going to help you understand why things may or may not be working for you or how to step up your game. So I just want to tell you right now that there's a lot of information out there, okay? So if there has been any bumps on the road, it definitely is not your fault. There's a lot of confusing information out there. No one's willing to give away the strategies out there. They're always willing to give away those tactics if you pay them thousands and thousands of dollars, right? So what we're here doing at Thinkific is we are taking the insights that we have from over 50,000 successful launches on our platform, and we are going to just break it down for you at a high level in this webinar. What I'm going to do here in this webinar is I'm going to show you a repeated method to create and launch courses profitably and in less time so that you don't have to deal with any of the headaches. And I'm going to give you complete confidence in your launch. Okay. A lot of people look at this as a risk or a gamble or something like that. And I don't want it to feel like that for you. I want it to feel like you have a plan from today forwards. So that is my goal. I'm going to ask you at the end of the webinar if I accomplish that. A little bit about me. My name's Aaron Morin. I've been working here at Thinkific for about 7 years. And what I've done in the past is I have taught online for all of this time as well. I got 7 years of experience teaching online. I got started officially with Thinkific in 2016. I've studied over 50,000 course creator launches. I've talked to hundreds of course creators about their launches and about their course creation. And I've also launched dozens of courses, and I've done hundreds of webinars before helping people with this exact subject matter. So that is me in a nutshell. If you want to connect, let me know. Hit me up on LinkedIn. I'm always loving a chat there. And from now, I just want to know who's ready to learn. Just jump into the chat. I already have a few people here. Kiana is so excited. Samantha says excited, motivated, eager. Cynthia says love Thinkific so far, which is great. I got some yeses coming in. Can't wait. I'm ready. Yes. Kathy says yes, absolutely. Phil says get her done. All right, Phil, I will. Fantastic. Okay, looks like we got a good crowd here, a good engaged crowd. I'm really excited about that. Some great questions coming in on the Q&A, and we have our team working on those questions right now, which is fantastic. So let's get into it. This is going to be your 5 steps to creating and launching a profitable course in less time with less headaches and complete confidence. So as you're going here today, feel free to take notes. We're going to send out the replay afterwards, of course, so you can always rewatch this, but feel free to take some high-level notes here. The notes that I like to take down during webinars, just keywords to remember so that you can remember this for next time and focus when you're watching the replay later. Step 1 in these 5 steps is to listen to demand. Okay. This is the number one thing that people skip. Unfortunately, this is the number one reason that people fail at a course launch. Okay. It's because they went ahead, they jumped in, they didn't find demand for their course topic, and they just launched it and hope for the best. I want us all right now in the chat to promise that we're not going to do that. I want you to put I promise in the chat if you want to hold yourself accountable here. Please do not do that. I want you to avoid build it and they will come. I want you to avoid assumptions here. Okay. Awesome. Lots of I promises coming in the chat. That's great. Hold yourself accountable to this because it is the number one problem I see when people create online courses, unfortunately. So our first mission to get over this is to understand what our winning course topic is. So you can pick any course topic. You're all experts in the crowd right now. You know everything. You know all kinds of things, plant care, yoga, figure skating, whatever it is, you're an expert in it. Okay. So we already have a lot of this already. The winning course topics in your arsenal are the course topics at the intersection of passion, expertise, and demand. Okay. Passion. You need this to stay motivated. It's going to get you out of the bed in the morning. It's going to get you through those hurdles or road bumps along the way. I can't promise this is going to be super easy for you. Obviously, you need passion. Expertise, that goes without saying. However, I do want to say that a lot of people out there don't call themselves an expert. That's the imposter syndrome talking, right? When you're thinking about expertise means that you can help someone achieve a transformation in their life. Even if you're one chapter ahead of them in the book, you can help somebody achieve that transformation. You're their expert, right? Expertise is a matter of perspective. It's not about a PhD. It's not about something on the wall that says you're an expert. It's not about industry awards. It's not about 50 years of experience. It's about the perspective of your student, right? So if you can do that, you're an expert. So don't worry about that. The last one there is demand. Your topic needs to address a problem that people are absolutely dying to fix, or they're a goal that they're dying to achieve, right? And you got to make sure this is the key point. You got to make sure that that audience is willing to buy an online course to do that, to fix the problem or to achieve that goal. So your first step here is to brainstorm all the possibilities. Think about this Venn diagram and think about what's in the center of all 3 circles here. Write down a whole bunch of these when you have a chance. And then what I want you to do is think about the market demand. So you can prove yourself without doing anything. You have passion about something and you have expertise about something. You can't really prove that you have market demand without listening, which is why listening is the first step. Okay. Now, don't rely on your hunches. Take time to prove that market demand. That's what we're promising here today. And I'm going to tell you a quick story about somebody who did this successfully already. And you're going to get a lot of ideas about how to tactically do this yourself from this story. This is Dory Clark, author, speaker, course creator. She's an incredible person out there. And her dream was to become a top-selling author. So back in 2015, she actually achieved that. No small feat. She published a book and it became a #1 business book about creating your professional self. It was about being the best professional self you can be. She knew that she wanted to make a course next because when you make a book, the margins are quite small, the price point's quite small. It is a great way to get started in the knowledge commerce area, but a course is how you're going to scale a business really quickly. However, Dory has been really, really cautious about making business mistakes in the past because she's made those mistakes. And I'm sure there's tons of people in the chat that have made mistakes as well, assuming that people would want, X, Y, or Z, launching it, and then you get crickets, right? So I'm sure that's an experience lots of people have. So Dory was the same. So in the December of that year, she sent an email to her list. She wanted to understand the pain points, just generally. No question or no leading questions here, like, what is your biggest trouble with, growing a cactus at home, or, getting into yoga or something like that? It's just, what are you struggling with in this field? Okay. So she asked, what is your biggest professional challenge right now? And most people who replied actually said that they wanted to become a recognized expert in their industry. So they gave her a very specific topic to handle. So she chose that as her course topic. The next thing that she did to validate market demand for that course topic was to create an offer. So she basically made a one-pager. She outlined all the course outcomes of this hypothetical course, how much it would cost, and then she added a discount because the first run of this course for her would be down from $2,000, which is what she would normally charge for a course like this, down to $500. So it was a steal, essentially, is what she wanted to position it as. She sent that out to the 50 people that responded to her original email. Out of those 50, 15 people responded. So this isn't, hundreds of thousands of people. This isn't, a ton of people out there. This is just the people that are most interested. She's basically funneling down to the people who are super interested in working with her. 15 people responded. Some said they would buy it. Some said they wouldn't. 5 people said that they would buy it. That gave Dory permission to move forward. So what Dory did was she updated the offer based off of the feedback that she got from those 50 people, why they wouldn't buy it, why they would. And then she built a very simple landing page connected to a checkout on Thinkific. She launched the page to her audience, and then she did not create the course. She didn't create any lessons, no content, no curriculum, nothing, right? She launched it to her list, and that earned her 45 pre-sales. So she actually ended up raising around $22,000. This was in 2016. And this was all within an hour of her launch. There was more people that bought eventually down the road. This is the kind of thing that you want to see before you create your content, before you create your curriculum. From the course creators that we've studied, the people who take the time to do pre-sales, to do the market validation, are the people who are going to be most successful. So if you're working on a course right now and you're not sure about this, I would actually take a minute to stop and check in with the group of people that you plan on selling this to. If you're just getting started, you're in the perfect position to do this. And if you have created a course already and you're having trouble selling it, that might be a sign to you to pivot to a different topic or to do some investigation research into why it's not selling. Talk to people, understand the objection, and that might illuminate some points for you on how this might not be working for you or the offer is not working. Now, this $22,000 gave her the perfect amount of money to walk away from speaking and writing and coaching and all of that to build this online course. And that gave her permission to move forward. So when we're thinking about step 2, it's definitely not creating your course. It is definitely going to be pre-selling your course. If you already have a course already, you want to sell it before it's done, essentially. And if pre-selling is one of those really, really scary things for you and you're not ready to take that big risk in your life, the next best thing that you can do is set up a wait list. So launch a wait list before you create anything. And you want to see what kind of traction you're getting there from your list or from your audience or from a partner's audience or on social. Basically, you just want to see some sign that this is working for you before going forward. Pre-selling is the best though, because that's money in the bank and that is the ultimate proof. So we want to do this. We want to sell the course. So let's go back to the story and let's walk through it step by step tactically. How do we do this? Why do people buy online courses? First, they are in a current reality and they want to get to a desired future. They want a problem solved. They want a goal achieved, right? So don't think about features. Don't think about how many videos you'll have or how many downloads you'll have or your years of expertise. Those are all features, right? We want to focus on the transformation from where they are to where they want to be. We'll figure out the nitty-gritties later, okay? So when we think about this, the online course has to be positioned as a shortcut to a transformation. So when you're selling your course, this is what you want to focus on. Don't focus on information that does not equal value. The thing I want you to remember here is that people don't buy courses for outcomes. They buy them for the transformation, what they're going to be able to achieve afterwards once they achieve those outcomes. So the next mission is to understand your course's offer, to understand your course's transformation. I'm going to give you a little template here. Feel free to write this down or screenshot this right now. We're going to send out the replay, so you can always skip back to it if you don't catch this. But it's going to be my course on a topic helps a specific audience learn how to outcome so they can transformation. Okay. So let's walk through this step by step. The topic, this is your course topic. That's an easy one. It could be, reinventing yourself professionally, finance, yoga, coding, design, whatever it is. Hopefully it's a little bit more niche than that for those really popular ones. We just talked about this before we recorded. But the idea there is that you can have a really niche topic for an underserved audience, or you can go for a niche audience that needs something more specific on a general topic. So if it's coding, it might be coding for people in a specific country. If it's yoga, it might be yoga for yoga instructors instead of yoga people who are, just dabbling in it. Audiences specifically have to be your customers. These are the people that Dory had reaching out to her saying, yes, I want to buy this. You want to listen to them first and then the masses second. Okay. So you want to build these courses for one type of person, the person that is most interested in buying it. So the next part is the outcome. This is the immediate outcome of the course. If it's photography, you're going to learn how to take great landscape photos. That's not a transformation. The transformation is something more. It's not short term. It's not a thing that you can do. It's who you become. So if it's photography and your landscape photos, you are now self-actualizing as an artist, or you're a photographer and you can now sell those to get recognized as a photographer. Those are the transformations. Don't think about the outcomes. You're going to be selling those transformations. So this is all theoretical. I'm going to show you some good examples here of real Thinkific customers. This is Cinechopper University, and Chris Newman's course is about drone cinematography. So drone cinematography helps videographers learn how to offer drone services, that's the outcome, so they can make their business stand out in a crowded industry. That's the transformation. It's business growth because you can do drone cinematography. Mimi G from Sew Academy, my course on sewing, very broad topic, helps DIY enthusiasts, niche audience, learn how to sew their own clothes outcome so they can have clothes they love while staying self-sufficient. So they're being self-sufficient. They're self-actualizing as a DIY person, right? Jonathan Levy here from Become a Super Learner. Jonathan's course on memory skills helps busy professionals and students learn how to learn quickly. That's the outcome. You can learn very fast so they can action what they learn and improve themselves faster. This is the people out there that are constantly working on self-development. They want to become their best self. And Jonathan's opinion on this is that you have to learn how to learn quickly in order to do that, right? So outcome transformation, just keep these things in mind. It's going to be a long process for you to discover these things and nail them down specifically with the right copy, with the right wording. So listen to your customers when you're talking to them, when you're surveying them, interviewing them, when you're talking to them on social, when you're calling them on the phone. Listen to what they say. Listen to what words they're using when they're talking about their challenge, when they're talking about what they want to do with their lives. Once you're clear on that transformation, that's when you're going to start drafting an outline for your pre-sales page. Okay, this is not a course curriculum here. You're just drafting out an outline for your course. To do that, you want to identify all the little steps that you take on the way to a transformation. These are the little achievements that people will get, the little outcomes inside of the course itself. Now, to do this, I'm going to teach you a really fun trick. This is something that I learned right away from Greg Smith, our CEO, when I first joined Thinkific. He taught me this and it blew my mind because I've been doing it wrong the entire time. What I was doing was I was thinking, okay, what if people have to do first, second, third, and fourth, right? But in actuality, the best way to plan this out and your course curriculum is to move backwards. And I'll tell you why. The reason why we do this is because when you create a course and you're an expert, you forget what it's like to be a beginner. And typically, when you're building out your course curriculum, it's way too big. It's got everything you can imagine in it, all the fluff, all the unnecessary stuff. And the reason why you want to move backwards is you're going to focus only on the things that you absolutely must achieve in order to get here fastest, right? This is a shortcut. So it has to be fast. It has to accelerate the transformation. So what we're going to do is we're going to work through an example together. I have an example here of a new grad working towards their dream job. Okay. So if we think about what's going to happen backwards, we are going to see a couple of things here. The step right before that they're working towards their dream job, the outcome here might be something like they start a job, an entry-level position in the career space that they want to be in. Okay. So if they're working backwards from that spot, the very thing that's going to happen right before they get that job is that they were prepared for an interview and they interviewed successfully. Okay. The thing right before that is they had to write a great cover letter and game the application process and meet people and be a social person when it comes to this. In order to have found out a job role out there, an opportunity, they needed to be a savvy marketer or a savvy networker and market themselves out there towards companies online or in person. And they need the skills to do that. In order to do that and represent themselves properly online, they have to have an immaculate LinkedIn profile. And in order to have an immaculate LinkedIn profile, they had to have a really standout resume that covers everything in a way that sells themselves, right? That point is where you'd want to stop. You want to use the stopping point at any point so that you are at the right point so that you can focus on just the nitty gritty here. The next thing that you want to do here after pre-sale, after understanding what your outline is for your sales page, is you want to move into the pricing aspect of things. So you're going to set a green light goal and price accordingly. When you set a green light goal here, this means a revenue target. And I'm going to tell you 3 different ways that you can do this really quickly. Number 1, you want to base the revenue target on your current income from clients. So you want to give yourself permission to step back, stop those revenue income streams, and get this revenue from your pre-sale. Number 2, the second method is to just base it on a goal number that will psychologically motivate you to do this, essentially. And don't shoot too high. Remember, Dory Clark got started with a 22,000 goal. I see a lot of goals out there, $1 million, $100,000. Set yourself a realistic goal here. The third thing that you could do here is base it off of the monetary value of your course. So if it's something on like a personal finance course or something like that, it's very clear that you're going to have a monetary value of people who finish the course. They should end up making a certain amount of money. And what you can do is say, you can pay 10% of that, 20% of that for the price of the course. Okay. So don't think about this too much. Pricing really is an ongoing experiment, and you want to be ongoing with the pricing and talking to your customers about this. We are going to be talking a little bit more about pre-validating the course and how you build your list. I'm actually going to be talking about that very soon. I have a launch section in here as well, so we can talk about that very shortly here. The next thing that you're going to want to do here for pre-selling is you're going to set up a pre-sale page with Thinkific. Super easy. It's simple. And remember those words that your customers gave you in the listen step. Next, you're going to want to launch your pre-sale to your audience. So that means email, social. You can use anything out there where you have a following, YouTube subscribers. You don't have to have an email list to be successful with online courses. And if you have no audience or following, look to your clients. Look to happy customers that you've had in the past that can refer people to you. And you can also venture into advertising. So I wouldn't recommend advertising for beginners at online business. If you have some experience in the past with advertising, you can do some advertising to market a pre-sale and understand whether or not people are getting traction there. You can also connect with partners. So if you have no email list, connect with a partner that does have an email list. These are bloggers. These are people with newsletters, those kinds of people, podcasters, YouTubers. You want to reach out to them and build relationships in advance so that you can appear on their show, you can appear in their newsletter, guest write for them, those kinds of things. And then in return, what they can do is link out to your pre-sale. You can always give them a cut as well as an affiliate instead. So if this partner is going to help you launch this thing, you can give them a cut of the revenue earned. When you are thinking about how to do this in Thinkific, I will show you just how easy it can be and what it looks like. So I'm going to show you really quickly here a Thinkific website that I've created in advance. You can check it out too, which is course-site.thinkific.com. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to scroll down to the course here called Nailing Your Online Interview. This is a pre-sale course that I have on this Thinkific site. And what I'm going to show you here, I'm just going to open this up in a window so I can actually buy the course in front of you. There we go. What you're going to see here is a landing page. It's pretty simple. There's a really quick story here that talks about why this is an important course to take, some introduction to the course itself, some testimonials of people who have worked with me in the past. It doesn't have to be about this course because it doesn't exist yet, right? Some outcomes from the course. What are you going to be able to do? You're going to stand out confidently. You're going to answer questions with ease. You're going to leave a memorable impression. Those are all transformational things, right? These are the things we're selling. We're also going to talk about some things that you get in the course. These are some features here. So getting help with one-on-one coaching, any access to the instructor, incredibly important when you're pre-selling. Also, getting help with tech setups and expert advice are always good things. You can include some bonuses here, and I'll talk to you about how you find bonuses in your course in a second here. But the idea here is that you would do something like an interview prep cheat sheet, technical setup guides, email templates, anything that makes getting the transformation easier, anything that makes practicing with the course topic easier, essentially. You can talk about yourself as the instructor and then have a deadline for your pre-sale. We recommend doing a pre-sale 1 month out from the course start date, but I've seen pre-sales that do 3 months out as well. So don't worry too much about the timeline. Just try to shoot for under 90 days. And that will give you enough time to do this. Ideally, you do a pre-sale with under a month's time. So if you're launching this to an email audience, your email list, try to do this within 2 or 3 weeks. And if you don't have an audience yet, you might need more time to build into with partner development and learning how to do ads and those kinds of things. So give yourself the appropriate amount of time. A guarantee always helps for sure. And then FAQs to answer any questions. So we'll go ahead and buy this course. When I click on Save My Seat, it takes me into Thinkific's performance checkout here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign up for a new account. What I'm going to do is just sign up with my email address and my first name, last name, and then I can go ahead and put in a credit card. I can go ahead and pay with PayPal if I'd like as well, agreeing to the terms of use and privacy policy. And then what you can do is you can also add a coupon here. So I recommend just pricing it the way you would normally price it. But if you want to price it full price and show a discount, then you can do that here by adding a coupon code and giving that away to people. What I'm going to do is just so I don't have to take my credit card out on the webinar here today, I'm just going to add free and click apply. And there we go. It's negated the price here so I can go ahead on the webinar here today. But if this said, 50%, it would just come down to $100, for example. I'll go ahead and complete the purchase. And there we go. Now it's going to take me into this next step. We moved the password and phone number and any other custom fields that you have in your signup process to the last page. That way you can just make it really easy for somebody to go through the checkout. So I'm going to go ahead and set up myself a little password here so I can come back to my student account. I'll add a phone number. And I will go ahead and give my country here. These 2 fields here are custom. I added those. Those don't come by default, but you can add these if you'd like. So we'll go ahead and complete that setup. We got a thank you page here for any kind of pixel tracking, Google AdWords, that kind of stuff. You can also add upsells here if you'd like. But because this is a pre-order course, I don't actually get access to the course content right away. I can only see that this is coming soon here. So when something is pre-sale in Thinkific, you don't actually have to worry about any of the course content, right? And then when this does launch, you can say, come on back, log in and take the course. And it's just that simple. Now, one thing I do recommend is setting up a Thinkific community in advance so that people do have some kind of action item or some kind of space that they can explore before you actually put any content in your course. So with Thinkific Pro and up, you can actually create these communities, and you can lock them to people who have signed into your course website with a student account, or you can lock them just to a course itself here. So what you can do is you enter into the community space and you can enter, for discussions or anything like that. Typically in these spaces, what I do is I put a little, get to know me kind of space in there so that people can post a video of themselves or introduce themselves. Now, it's really simple to actually produce this. I'm going to show you what it looks like from the back end here. I'm going to go to the admin dashboard. If you're a Thinkific user, you're going to be familiar with this screen already. I see a lot of questions coming in the chat. Make sure to drop those in the Q&A box. That's where Pawnees and Sean are going to be answering those questions for you. Now, when I enter Thinkific here, I'm going to go to my courses under Manage Learning Content. And what you can see here is I have all of my courses on this course website, but here's my pre-order course. I'm going to walk you through how I set this up. So when I'm building my course here, you can see that I have no curriculum. I have no content here. We don't need to worry about that. All I need to do is make sure that the course is set up with the right name here. And then what I can do is go to course image and description, and I can set up that course image and the little description that you saw on the checkout. I'm going to skip drip and go straight to pricing here. Once you've integrated with a supported payment processor like Thinkific Payments, our own payment processor, Stripe, PayPal, or you can link together with Zapier if you need to use a different payment processor, you can set a price for your course here. So I've set it to $197. And then you go over to the Publish tab and you select Pre-order. So it's just 3 really simple steps. It's your course image, it's your price, and then you publish. From there, you can go ahead to the landing page, and you can actually build a landing page with our drag and drop landing page editor. So what you're going to see here, I'm just going to zoom out a second. What you're going to see here is all of these sections here on the page. So here's our story section, for example. Here's our image and text section. What you can do is you can add new sections quite easily. Maybe I want a countdown timer. There we go. I got one at the bottom of the page here, and then I can set it up the way that I want. And I'm going to just drag it all the way to the top of the page here. And then as you can see, it's right under my banner. So you're going to see a countdown timer right here under the banner. So it's a really, really easy system to build a landing page with. And remember, when you're thinking about what to put on it, remember to listen to your customers at that listen stage, and you'll know exactly what to add here. Awesome. So let's get back to the slides here. There we go. Just going to take a look at the Q&A here so that I can go ahead and jump in. All right, Kay, how do you handle processing of credit cards? Which plan is best for this? How does this work with the $398? Kay, that's a really good question. So when it comes to handle processing of credit cards, you are either going to use Stripe, which handles that for you. You're going to use PayPal, or you're going to use Thinkific Payments. And if you go to help.thinkific.com, you can find all the information about Thinkific Payments and our processing fees. Marianne Cook, will you give a step-by-step process of the mechanics of setting up a course? Yep, so I just showed you how to do that with the pre-order course. I'm going to show you how to add content a little bit later. Claire Wright, would you cover how to set up additional schools for clients? Claire, get in touch with us. That's actually a feature that you can enable on your course website if you are serving multiple clients. So give us a shout, help@thinkific.com. Andrea says, will you discuss how teachers are able to navigate the 30-day guarantee? What will prevent learners from accessing the entire course and then asking for their money back? So Andrea, this is one of those things that a lot of people online with online businesses have to deal with. What we learned here at Thinkific is that the majority, I'm talking 98% of students, depending on your niche, it really depends, but 98% of students typically will not do that. They want to come, they want to put down a chunk of money, and they want to get value from you. So when you make those 30-day money back guarantees, those are really important for one thing, and that is to put people's mind at ease about trusting you. When you're first getting started as a course creator, the most important thing beyond refunds, beyond all of that stuff out there, is understanding that you need to prove that you're trustworthy. So that 30-day money back guarantee is going to do that. Later on in your career, when you're just the ultimate expert and everyone knows your name, you don't need to have that guarantee anymore if you don't want it. Don't worry about those people that are going to ask for refunds. It's not going to happen that often. It will happen, but it's not going to happen that often. And you want to adopt that growth mindset, not the fear mindset. Think about growing and building instead of what if, right? Grace, is there a way to link the Thinkific landing page to our existing website? Absolutely. So if you have an existing website, you can link directly to that page. What I can show you here is, let me just jump back here. So if I open up that page on a different page here, what you can do is you can take the link in the top URL bar and just link that to a different page. What I'm going to show you here is a guy called Good Guitarist. He's got a WordPress site here. So he's been YouTubing, he's got a blog. And what he does is he just simply links over to his courses from his sales pages here. And then he also he links out to his Thinkific website from his course login button too. So this is his Thinkific website here where all of his guitar education is. And essentially it's just a link over. Now you can have your entire website on Thinkific if you don't have one yet, but most people do. So it's really quite easy to use them that way. What I would recommend doing is if you have an existing site, treat Thinkific as your course space. Don't treat it as a second website. Treat it as a place for your sales pages, your checkout, and where people who have bought your courses go to take your courses only. That's the best way to use that. Cynthia, what are your thoughts about offering a money-back guarantee? Oh, just answered that. Hopefully you were here for that. Curious to know about pricing differences regarding large classes on Thinkific. Can you cover this, please? Yeah, Carol. So when you're doing large classes on Thinkific, if you're talking about your own course pricing, what I recommend doing is setting up a bulk order discount. So if people are buying a lot of seats in your course, what you can do is you can set up a group in Thinkific or just a coupon, a simple coupon, and offer that discount to that business or that person who's buying those essentially. When it comes to scaling out on Thinkific, Thinkific can handle thousands of students. We have customers with millions of students. So don't worry about that on your Thinkific website, essentially. As you scale, as you go from 10 students to 100 students to 1,000 students, you just need to think about how you're going to support people. Try to make self-serve resources like a help page and an FAQ page. Maybe you have an email support tool at that point. Start worrying about those things when you have those giant problems. Awesome. Great questions, everybody. I see Sean and Pawnees are just going through this list and answering all of your questions. So thank you for that. I see a bunch in the chat as well. So make sure to drop those in the Q&A so that we can answer those questions for you. All right, let's get back to pre-selling here. I'm going to talk to you about the rest of this process really quickly. We got through green light price, setting up your pre-sell, and then launching your pre-sell. The next step here after your pre-sell is to understand if you hit your green light price or not, and moving forward from there. Now, two scenarios. You didn't hit your green light. Maybe it's more of a yellow light. That's totally fine. I would still recommend doing this if you still got some traction with your course, and seeing how you can pare back some of the cost for yourself. So if it's like live sessions every day, maybe pare it back to a week or something like that. Or start treating your clients that did buy the course in advance as more of a one-on-one kind of client relationship if it's a small group of people. The reason why I say this is if you still go forward with this, you're still going to get a lot of really good experience. The best course creators build up slowly over time with small groups of students and move into scale where they hit thousands, tens of thousands of students. It's just keeping that momentum up. Now, if it's completely red light, no one bought your course, it's time to pivot and try something new. But then you can say, thank you so much. I did not spend hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars on building my content, right? You've avoided that risk. So that is what this process is for. Now, when you are going to create your course, you got your green light, maybe your yellow light, you're going forward. You are going to build a specific kind of course. We studied 50,000 course creators, and the people who created this kind of course first and then moved into other kinds actually succeeded more and faster. So what we're going to recommend here is that you create a CBC. And a CBC stands for cohort-based courses. This is where a group of students are moving through the course together. It's usually a fixed time frame from one date to the other, and it's typically including some live classes or peer group collaboration or community. It's the fastest and cheapest way to build a course, and it's super valuable for students. So it's a win-win. It's win for you because it's fast and cheap to make, and students love CBCs, so you're going to get higher engagement in your classes. To build a CBC, we go back to the milestone here. So when we're thinking about how our course looks from a milestone perspective, this is where we get into the nitty-gritties. We just zoom in and we do it again. So if we zoom into standout resumes as a milestone, we're going to see that we need to do references, getting feedback on my resume, building it out with a draft, and then building out a cover letter draft potentially, and then finding the best template is step one. So there's absolutely no fluff in this module. You're going to repeat this again and again for all of your modules in your course. And you can drill down even further. If you need to do a whole chapter on getting references, go for it. Just break it down again. What is the step, working backwards. Now, when you're building up cohort-based learning experiences, there's a couple things to consider. After you have your curriculum outline of all your lessons, you should consider presenting live instead of making pre-recorded. Live lessons are faster to make, They're much cheaper to create. You don't have to spend time on video editing or anything like that. And they're way more engaging for students. It creates accountability. You have to show up at a certain time and you have access to the instructor live. Just like today, this is great, right? So I'm answering your questions, you're learning lots. This is an engaging experience, right? Those self-led courses, you can get to that point, but you need to work towards it so that you understand how to keep people engaged. Otherwise, you're just going to end up making a video playlist. People are going to start the first video and then they're going to disappear and they'll never come back. We don't want that, right? So typically with a CBC, you have a schedule from a start date to an end date. Typically, I recommend no more than like 3 months at a time, ideally under 8 weeks. And the best courses that we've seen are around 4 weeks or less. So when you're building out your course, make sure that you're going to keep that timeline in mind. Create some clear expectations around show up times, practice times, all of that. That's really good for students. Next, you want to make resources to enable practice. And if we go back to what we were going to do with the resume, a template was a really important part of that. So it's taking all of the design work, all of that kind of stuff out of the student's path. And you're just going to do that for them. The important thing is actually building it out. They don't need to worry about the design, right? So remove all the barriers that you can by giving people resources like templates, practice material, all that kind of stuff. Then you're going to use Thinkific features like drip schedules so that you're dripping content out over the schedule. You're going to use communities like I showed you earlier, and you're going to use live lessons in Thinkific. Now, when you're building out your CBC, Thinkific is a really good platform for that. The next step is launching it out, and Thinkific can help you do this without any technical glitches or headaches. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you really quickly how to do this in Thinkific. We had a question about how to set this up already. So if we go back to our pre-sale course here, what you're going to see is under curriculum and bulk importer, we can start to add our content. So let's say that we're running a mostly live course with some templates and those kinds of things. What we're going to do is we're going to first set up something like a welcome to the course chapter. And then we're going to add a lesson. I'm going to go ahead and add a video lesson here. And I like to do a pre-recorded entry here for onboarding purposes. Welcome to the course. Here's how to use it. Here's how to go to the community, all that kind of stuff here. And you can go ahead and upload any video file, or you can use a file that you've already uploaded to Thinkific. I'm going to do that just for cooking show magic, so you don't have to watch me process a video here. But the idea here is that you can have your own branded player. You can add text. You can add downloads to these lessons, whatever you need. So we'll go ahead and save that. And then we're going to go ahead and add another one. We're going to add a download lesson. This one's going to be a template, just like that. I would probably put some instructions here on how to download. And then I would go ahead and upload a file here. So I'm just going to grab a file off of my computer, drag and drop, just like that. The PDF gets added and uploaded. And then we can go ahead and save that. And now we're going to go ahead and add a live lesson. So this live lesson will be, a kickoff call, for example. And when you integrate with Zoom, you can actually do this all in Thinkific. You don't have to worry about logging into 2 places. You can add a description for this. You can make it a meeting or a webinar, and then you can go ahead and set the time. So what we'll do is we'll set it for December 6th, maybe something like, we'll do like 11 a.m. here. We'll do an hour long. You can set a time zone, security, all the things that you need to make a really good Zoom meeting. And then you go ahead and save that. Now, you're not going to add this stuff piecemeal sometimes. You might want to bulk import a bunch of content at once. So we'll go ahead and add a new chapter, and we'll call this Setting Up Your Tools. And what I can do here is I'm going to grab a PDF, an MP3, and an MP4 file. So an audio lesson and a video lesson. And I'll drag and drop them right into Thinkific, and Thinkific will upload them. And we will have our lessons within seconds here added to a new chapter. So if you have content already, maybe you're migrating over from another tool, quite easy to use here. You just drag and drop the lessons in the order that you want them in, for example, and they're all saved and ready to go. When I hit preview, I can look at this course like an enrolled student. And what we can see here at the top is we have our video lesson with me saying hello. I had more hair back then, by the way, so it's a bit of an older video. And then we have our template download here where you can download the PDF. There we go. And we have our Zoom kickoff call, which you can use on the day of to bring people back to the course. So it's just students logging in, and they'll click the button and it'll open up here in Thinkific, and you can just enjoy some time with your students. So if we go back here, we might not want all of this content ready right away. So we're going to set up a a drip schedule. So I'm going to set it up for December 6th. And the first chapter is going to be open then, but then we want to do the next chapter on December 13th. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll save this. And if we go back to our preview here, I'm just going to refresh. And we go down to the second chapter. Oh, I just need to preview as an enrolled student. Hey there, and welcome to the online. There we go. Masterclass. This was originally 3 webinars that we ran a little while ago, but we decided to cut them up and add. There we go. Now the lessons in the second chapter will be off limits for people who are taking the course. And you can only focus on the lessons in the first chapter, which is going to be great for keeping attention focused on your course. Now, the next step, obviously, pricing and all that, we went through it. And last step, we switch it from a pre-order course to a published course. So if I go ahead and save, and I preview the course and I buy it again, then we get access to the content right away. So we're done at this point. We've added all of our course content. It works great. And we are using Thinkific to launch the course. Now, the very last step in this entire process here is actually not a new step at all. So we're actually going to do something that we've already done, which is going to be great because you already know how to do it. And we're actually going to go ahead and listen to our audience one more time. So we're going to review the results that we got from our course after we're finished. We're going to talk to the people who really enjoyed the course and would love it. And then we're going to go ahead and ask them for some testimonials so that we can redo this offer again. So when you think about this, it's not a straight line at all. It's actually a bit of a circle. So I've got another way of presenting this, and hopefully this blows your mind. We have another way of presenting this here for you as a circle. So the first cycle, when you build your first online course, you're going to listen to your course audience about what they really want. You're going to sell them an irresistible offer based off of what they told you. You're going to pre-sell it. You create a professional live learning experience for your pre-sale customers. You run your live course and deliver on your pre-sale promises. And then in cycle 2, you're going to go around one more time, ask customers for their feedback and improve your offer. And then you're going to improve your course. And then you launch it again, just like you did, or you can pivot and start to do self-led evergreen courses at this point. And from there, you move into the scale stage. The scale stage is all about building up that enrollment count. So hundreds turn into thousands, thousands turn into 10,000s. You're going to use things like ads here. You're going to use things like affiliates, email automations, sales funnels, all that kind of stuff comes at the scale stage. You want to keep it really simple when you first start. A lot of people out there are saying you have to do this, you have to do that. What I showed you today is what you need to do when you first get started. That's all you have to do. Just a simple sales page, a simple course. And then when you get the feedback you need from students, that's when you can start moving into those really complicated things. The big mistake I see is that people jump right from getting started into creating, and then they expect to jump to scale right away. They expect hundreds of thousands of students right away, when really you just want to start with under 100. That would be a really good first goal. Now, I want to ask you really quickly in the chat, did I deliver on my promise? We're coming up to the end of the hour here. I want to know, did I show you something that you can repeatably use to create and launch a course profitably in less time, with less headaches, and with complete confidence? I want to know where you're at right now. Awesome. A lot of yeses coming into the chat. That's great. Absolutely. This is awesome. It is overwhelming, but yes, Sandy says, yeah, that's exactly right. So I want to show you something really important. That's a really good point, Sandy. I want to show you something here. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. I want to know if anyone's heard of this before. It's actually really important to know this. The Dunning-Kruger effect for education is really important. This is the same thing that your students are going to experience. It's a bias that's studied in people who are just starting something new. People tend to feel really overconfident when they first get started learning about something. So if you're feeling great, that's awesome. It gives you the motivation to continue. It gives you the gusto. The path is clear. You want to move on and you want to move forward and you know it's going to work for you. But then when you get into it, naturally, very naturally, this happens to everybody, you start to lose confidence. You get to that step by step. I've done this a million times myself. You get into the tactics, and then you start to feel like, I don't really know what's going on here. And then you start to lose confidence, imposter syndrome sets in, and you maybe want to give up, right? If you keep going, you start to get that confidence back, and you start to understand really that pond you jumped into was an ocean, but you successfully swam in it. You were okay. you know your limitations, you know it's going to be okay at that point, right? So if you're feeling great, that's good. If you're feeling overwhelmed, I want you to feel like that's completely normal. Now, I want to ask for your permission here. We're coming up to the end of the hour and we have a really, really good deal on for Black Friday. Not everyone likes a pitch, so I just wanted to put it out there in the chat. I want to know if it's okay if I talk to you about the Black Friday. I want to basically show you how you can get from I'm so great through here without feeling really bad about yourself and about your abilities. Okay, yes, go ahead. Claire says, yes, please. Grace has already purchased it. Thanks, Grace. That's awesome. Okay, great. I'm not saying one no in the chat. So I'm going to go ahead here. Thank you for giving me permission to do this. You can get started on your own, of course, or you can work with us. And that's what this package is all about. Our Black Friday package is all about you working with us as a business partner to build this out very quickly. And right now is a really good time to build your online courses because we see the highest level of course sales from around November to March. So this period of time is perfect for you. So from winter, spring, those are the busy seasons for online courses. So if you're getting started now, we want to be your business partner. And here's what we got for you. The first thing that we have in our Black Friday offer is the Course Builder Academy. We built this academy after several iterations of working with people one-on-one in group coaching sessions, and we've perfected this method now. The Course Builder Academy is a live course, a CBC. We're doing what we tell you to do. We're doing the exact same thing, all right? We're going to do this from the 6th of December into February. There's going to be a bit of a 2-week break for holidays, and I'll go over the details in a second here. But what I want to tell you is we're going to work through this together. The whole thing that I just showed you, we're going to show you how to choose a winning topic. We're going to show you how to pre-sell tactics, all the step-by-steps, rapidly creating course content. We're going to show you how to launch with confidence. We're going to get you through this entire process in short order, okay? So it's an 8-week program, sorry. And inside of this, you're going to get guided course creation. You're going to get live Q&A sessions twice weekly, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific. So depending on your time zone, we wanted to make it work for where you're at. You're going to get 4 live workshops featuring veteran Thinkific course creators and Thinkific experts. You're getting an exclusive community space for CBA members. We already have so many people in there introducing themselves. It's a fantastic spot. Everyone's super engaged and excited. We're also giving you done-for-you resources. We got workbooks for you, templates, swipe copy, everything you need to just plug and play, essentially. When it comes down to the specifics, the week-by-week breakdown looks like this. We're going to spend 2 weeks on every step. 2 weeks on listening, 2 weeks on selling, 2 weeks on creating, and then 2 weeks on launching. The outcome that we want to get you to is a pre-sold course. If you already have a course, you can use that learning in order to launch your course successfully. But if you are starting from scratch, which a lot of you are, or if you're in the middle of creating a course, we want you to go ahead and pre-sell a course by the end of this program. We're not going to guarantee a perfect outcome for everyone, obviously. We're going to get you through this so that you can understand whether or not this is the perfect thing for you to do. And it's going to be a step-by-step thing that you're going to work through with us. We had somebody amazing in the last program that offered to give us a quick testimonial here. Her name is Drejitsa Gabavats from uvidi.ca. And she said, I am so delighted to have gone through the full Thinkific program on setting up and launching a new course. I have done it just as they promised I could. I cannot say enough great things about the help and support provided by Aaron's team. Totally worth the investment of time and fees to get my program launched. We're super excited for Drejitsa, and we can't wait to see her success going forward. That help and support is what she was talking about. It's a huge part of our program. This is the biggest thing about our program. You're going to get access to an entire community and us as the instructors. I got a whole team ready to help you. You're going to be able to bounce ideas off the wall. You're going to get feedback from people. We have already over 750 people in this program. Today, we have 750 course creators ready to work with you. So we're all working together. We would love to have you there too, obviously. Now, normally this program is about $3,000. This is a pretty cheap rate for programs out there. If you've researched any out there for these, an 8-week business accelerator program typically goes for $5,000, $6,000. Typically, we price this for $3,000, okay? And included in this package, you're also going to get 6 months of Thinkific's Pro plan. So when we're thinking about Thinkific Pro, you're thinking about all of the features out there that exist in the marketplace that are going to help you run an online business. We're talking landing pages, web hosting, video hosting, membership plugins. All of this stuff costs money, right? So when you're thinking about Thinkific Pro, you're thinking about all of these features, and they're going to be about $399 a month or $4,000 annually. Typically, we did the shopping for you and found the lowest rates we could. With Thinkific Pro, you're getting all of these features included into one price, essentially. So you get over 30 course creation and sales tools, including live lessons, community, drip schedules, coupons, all the things I showed you here today. You get subscription plans, bulk student emailing, you get group certificates, everything on the Thinkific platform you need to run a successful business. JLD and Kate Erickson from EO Fire, they told us that creating the valuable content for your audience is just the beginning, but finding the right tool to help you effectively deliver it is a whole other story. Lucky for us, we found Thinkific, transferred all our online learning over, and we haven't looked back since. So if a big name like JLD and Kate Erickson from EO Fire are using us, you know that you can trust it with your business, right? So typically 6 months of Thinkific Pro is $594. It's a complete suite of tools. And that brings the total value of this package to $35.94. We're also adding more. You're getting our Black Friday business boosters. These are going to be the tools and training outside of the Course Builder Academy that we know course creators love. So we're going to work with you to give you a free Blue Snowball microphone if you're in the US, UK, or Australia, or yes, I said all those right. If you're not in those areas, we're going to give you a $50 credit on your Thinkific plan, okay? But we're going to try and get you a Snowball microphone, of course. And beyond that, we've also worked out with LinkedIn to give you some branding and marketing training. We know there's a lot of people here with business to business courses instead of business to consumer, or maybe you're helping out professionals. This LinkedIn training is for you. We're going to go over how to brand yourself as the expert on LinkedIn, how to market your courses on LinkedIn. With LinkedIn, we're getting LinkedIn to come to us to teach you, essentially. We're going to have a live Q&A there as well. And we have a live session with our best most popular Thinkific experts out there that we love. All of our Thinkific experts are great, but these people are great. They came to us and said, we can present something really great for your people. They're going to teach you how to do practical growth strategies, building a loyal community. They're also going to show you how to grow your business with webinars. This is Madison Manathunga, the webinar woman, Gabby Pico, and Paul Thompson. We trust them. They're going to be amazing. The last thing we have here is a app on Thinkific called Drop In Blog. We asked them to give you 90 days free on their platform. This is to test out their platform. If you don't have a blog already, you can actually drop in blog to your Thinkific website. This is a Thinkific app, so it works perfectly with us. You can have a blog on your Thinkific site in no time. So we negotiated a 3-month free deal for you there, so you can see if it works for you. Altogether, that is $180, but the training there is very, very valuable, but we don't have a price for that. So it's only $180 for the microphone and that drop-in blog trial. So I want to know, are you ready for this package? Are you ready to take action? Are you interested at this point? Let me know in the chat if this seems like a good deal for you. Now, obviously it's Black Friday, it's Cyber Monday. We're not going to get you to pay the full price, right? I hope you didn't expect that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to actually just put this price at $396, right? So this is less than 10% of the value of this package. And it only adds up to about 4 months on Thinkific Pro. You're paying in advance for 4 months of Thinkific Pro, but you're getting 6 months. That's 2 months free. And that means you're getting all of the other things in this package for free, essentially. So that's $396 USD, and you're getting everything inside of this package. So if you do want to get access to this, I want you to go to thnk.cc/Black Friday. If you go to this link in your browser, it'll take you directly to our Thinkific Black Friday page. And from there, you can buy the course and you can buy all of the trials and everything you need here. So if I go to my browser here, if I go to thnk.cc/Black Friday, put that into my browser for you so you can see. It's going to take you to this page here, and you can read up about all the details here. We have everything outlined in this package, including the microphone. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee here. You can read up all about this. I want to pay special attention to the bottom of the page here, where we have all of our frequently asked questions here. So I want you to know that you can always get an answer to your question if you're going through this. Like I said, 30-day money-back guarantee. So this is risk-free. One thing I want to point out here at the bottom of the page is that this offer is closing tonight. This is our Cyber Monday deal. It's gone at midnight tonight. That's right. Tonight. You're watching this today. It's gone tonight. So What we need you to do is you need to understand that there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you're really worried that this isn't right for you, it's a good idea to buy it today. If you're not quite sure, if you're on the fence, buy it today and then figure out if it's right for you afterwards. You can get in touch with us. We're on the we're all hands on deck to answer questions at this point. You can give us a shout. You can email help@thinkific.com or just add a question here in our Q&A box, and we will go through these in just a second here. Now, I promised you some free gifts, okay? So I promised you for some free gifts. My spiel's over. Hopefully you loved it. I wanted to give you some free attendee-only gifts. If you are at this stage right now, you're watching the webinar, you are added to our contest. You have a chance to win a $500 Amazon gift card. Now, I also wanted to give you some free gifts for being an engaged audience. I'm seeing tons of chats come in. I'm seeing tons of questions in the Q&A box. Pawnees and Sean are answering your questions as fast as they can here. So please be patient for that. I also wanted to share another link here with you, which is thnk.cc/tools. If you go to this URL on the screen, you're going to find our recommended tools and tech. We put that together for you as a free guide. I know that this is a struggle for so many people. What do I buy? What kind of webcam do I buy? What kind of lighting do I buy? What kind of software do I need? All of those questions are answered in this guide here. So I prepared that for you here for free today. So I wanted to go over this one more time here. This is the entire Black Friday deal that we have: Course Builder Academy, 6 months of pro, Black Friday business boosters, and it is gone this midnight. See this little screen here, this QR code. If you scan this with your phone, let me get my laser pointer out of there. If you scan that with your phone, it'll take you directly to the page, or you can go to thnk.cc/Black Friday to get the offer. Now, I want to stress again, limited time. It's gone tonight. So you're going to want to get this today if you're interested. You can go to the link on the screen, and I would love to answer any questions that you have about the offer right now. We've got a couple minutes here to answer questions. So if you're still on the line with us, that's fantastic. I see a lot of questions coming in, so I'm going to handle this as fast as I can for you here today. So please pay attention. What if I am already a customer is a common question that we get on this one. All right. So if you're on the free plan, don't worry about this. But if you are on the basic or any of our legacy plans, you are eligible for this offer. If you've signed up for the Thinkific Pro plan already, and it's in the last 30 days, maybe you got a trial, maybe you signed up for the Thinkific Pro plan on the monthly plan, we can actually set this up for you manually. So I want you to reach out if you are on the Pro plan already and you've bought it under 30 days. I want you to reach out to help@thinkific.com and we can work this out with you. Email us today and we will honor the deal tomorrow, okay? If we can't get back to you in time. Email us today if you're on Thinkific Pro and you bought it in the last 30 days. Now, if you're on a monthly pro plan and you signed up more than 30 days ago, or if you're on the Premier plan or Plus, I want you to reach out to us anyways. Go to help@thinkific.com, reach out to us by email, and we will be able to determine if you're eligible for this offer or not. There's some conditions that apply there, but I want you to reach out to us and we'll figure it out for you, okay? Reach out to us today and we'll figure this out for you. If we can't get to you today, we will definitely honor the deal for you, okay? There's some conditions that apply there, so I can't say that we're going to honor everything there, but we're going to try our hardest to make sure everybody gets access to this offer today if you're interested. Now, if you're on the free plan, or if you've never signed up for Thinkific, you're totally clear here. Just go to the link on the screen and you can go ahead and buy this offer. Now, let me double check the Q&A. We got lots of questions coming in here. Is there a month-by-month option, please, or a one-off the price? Unfortunately, no. This is going to be a one-time price of $396, and we're not offering payment plans on this price, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Dustin Delcourt, does your program include additional paid or unpaid support for advertising, whether that is Facebook, Google Ads, or otherwise? Dustin, we're going to be covering that in the CBA. We have a chapter that includes information about paid advertising. We don't do the paid advertising for you. This is about you marketing your course. So just keep that in mind. Claire Wright, can you use Teams rather than Zoom? Absolutely. So you can use whatever video conferencing tool you want in Thinkific. We work with Zoom because the majority of our customers use Zoom. So we have a direct app there that we built and it works great with Thinkific. If you're using a different video tool, then you can embed it in the course very similarly, but it might take some embed codes or whatever. It's a really easy process, I promise. Just let us know how you're doing it and we'll show you exactly how to do it. Jamie, is Thinkific a good platform for video podcasting? Yeah, actually, it is a great platform for that if you want your people to be paying for your video podcast, or if you want people to have to sign up and log in to access the content. If not, that's okay. We totally understand. Use Drop and Blog. On this offer here, you get 90 days free, and you can actually have a blog post per podcast episode, embed the audio or embed the video that you're using, and go ahead and do that instead. I would obviously recommend keeping that on YouTube or somewhere where people can discover it as well. But you can always repost that on your own Thinkific site using Drop and Blog. Dr. Alicia, is there a limit of 100 people per live sessions? Right now there is. We're testing out the Zoom feature. However, Dr. Alicia, you can reach out to us here at Thinkific. We use this tool and we have thousands of people that typically want to join these things. So what we do is we just reach out to our own support team at help@thinkific.com. They enable us to do a little bit more people in our Zoom calls. So just do that if you expect more than 100 people in a call. Carol, will there be live feedback in the course builder? Yes. So what we're going to do is twice weekly, we do office hours. If you come to office hours looking for feedback, we'll be able to give it to you depending on how many people show up and the questions asked. However, we also have feedback circle in our community. So when you get into the Thinkific Course Builder Academy, we have a space dedicated to giving feedback. It's peer feedback or instructor feedback. Great questions, everybody. I really appreciate this, by the way. What if I can't attend the live sessions because of time zones? So we've done 2 different live sessions in different times of the day, I believe 3 p.m. and 10 a.m. So hopefully those work for you. If it doesn't work for you, unfortunately, we don't have another time slot for that. But what you can do is you can watch the replays and you can get in touch with us via email or in the community if you need help with anything, and we'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can. Dr. Alicia says, can I pay with PayPal or PayPal credit? Right now, we're only accepting through credit cards. So please make sure that you have a credit card ready for this offer. If not, please just reach out to us and we might be able to work something out. I don't want to guarantee that, unfortunately, but what we can do is we can try. Just email us today if that's your preferred method of payment. But typically, the fastest way to do this is to buy via credit card. Can you record and edit video in Thinkific? Matt says, no, you're going to be uploading your own video. That said, if you are doing it on mobile, you can just press the upload button, open up your camera on your phone, and it works that way. Most people want to upload an edited video, however, so make sure to take the file and just drag and drop it into Thinkific and you're ready to go. Now, when it comes to video editing, sorry, let me go back one step here. If you go to our page here, thnk.cc/tools, I have all of the video editing software recommendations you need on this page. So just go ahead and check that out and you will have a path forward. Dustin, have you guys seen success selling only PDFs for certain applications? Absolutely, yeah. So you can use Thinkific to sell webinar replays. You can use Thinkific to sell PDFs. You can use Thinkific to sell ebooks. You can use it to do anything essentially that you need to do with knowledge commerce. We're an online course platform, so a lot of the features are built specifically for that. But what we do see is we see people getting started potentially with a small product like that, and then they bundle it together with an online course once they already have it. So in Thinkific, you can sell bundles of courses instead of just one, and that way you have some bonus structure included in the offer, which is great. Dustin, again with a question. I love your questions, Dustin. Can Thinkific be linked to your already established Zoom account, or is this a Thinkific connected Zoom profile? So you can just use your already established Zoom account. You don't have to do anything else there. It's like a 2-click integration to connect the 2 accounts. Denise says, do I need Camtasia to launch a Thinkific course, ideally speaking? So Camtasia, a video editing software a lot of people use. You can use that. You can also use ScreenFlow. You can use Loom. You can use Cloud App. You can use you can use anything you want, essentially. Personally, I use Camtasia just because that's the tool I use. But if there's a tool out there that's easier for you or that you already know, I recommend doing that. Something we teach in the CBA, in the Course Builder Academy, is something called business surface area. So the more tools, the more things that you have, it creates more surface area for you. And with more surface area comes more issues, more learning curves, that kind of thing. So if you have tools that you know and love, you don't have to switch up. If you learn on Adobe Premiere, that's great, use it. If you learn on Loom, go ahead and use that. Don't worry about new tools right now. Start worrying about getting something out to people and testing it. That's the biggest thing that you can do right now. Kim, how much help is there if you need support or get stuck at any stage? Tons. Kim, we are so proud of our support team and our CBA support team. If you get in on this deal, you're going to have both crews trying to help you at once. Sometimes we help each other, help you, and we do some overlap there. Basically, there's tons of support here. On the Thinkific Pro plan, you get live chat support. You're going to get email support, phone support, and it's all set at priority, okay? So we have lots of free customers, but the paying customers, obviously, they get a priority support experience. In the CBA, you get a community. You're getting live twice weekly office hours. You're getting feedback on your course. You're getting all kinds of stuff, okay? So you're going to get tons of support in your Pro plan. Chandra Crown says, I don't have an email list or following our audience. Will the course breakdown and teach the best way to build an audience? Chandra, we don't go 100% into building an audience, but we do cover it for sure. The idea here is that we are covering it within the context of a pre-sale. So there is courses out there and there are ways to do this that have nothing to do with pre-selling that I would pay attention to as well. So what you can do is check out our website, training.thinkific.com, and you can find some free training there on this. Ideally, you want to have some kind of audience that you can pre-sell to, maybe 100 people on an email list, maybe a few subscribers on YouTube, maybe some people following you on Instagram, but it could also be past clients or people that you've worked with before, or maybe, referrals from your clients. We talk about working with partners and ads in the course itself, but it's all within the context of a pre-sale, just letting you know. Kay asks, with the weekly drip, can we have a live drip with Teams, Zoom? I just took the course like this and it was awesome. So I don't know exactly what you mean by that, but you can do a drip with Zoom and you can do a drip with Teams too. It's just about the lessons in the course. So the way it works is if you set up a drip schedule, just week by week, you are going to release content to the students in your courses. And the content is up to you. You can use Teams, you can use Zoom, whatever you'd like, essentially. We got Peta here. Is there a watermark on videos? No, you can use your own logo. Absolutely. So you don't need to worry about Thinkific watermarking, anything like that. You can use your own logos. You can apply this in your video editing software, and that way you have your logo on every video. Kizzy says, do you have a program for one-on-one coaching if needed? So the CBA program is about group coaching. That's what we're going to do. We already have 750 people in the program, so we can't do one-on-one as efficiently anymore. However, if you get in touch with us, we're going to treat you like we're talking one-on-one, okay? So we do our best to handle everyone's unique case. I know every business is unique. And we respect that, and we want to make sure that you get everything you can out of the CBA. Just come with the understanding that it's going to be group coaching and that you can get some time as long as you share it with others and you're in the clear. Amy asks, what if you just want to do a one-off course that will not likely have any other related course after that? This program is perfect for that, actually. So you don't have to make tons of courses to be a successful course creator. If you look at people like Marie Forleo, she's got B School, right? That's all she does. It's a cohort-based course. She launches it on a regular basis, and she's making likely six figures every time, multiple six figures, right? So there's a business model out there for people with one course and 70 courses. You can make a course marketplace on Thinkific if you'd like. You can have multiple instructors. You can have people joining you from all over the world to give you course content that you sell on your site. Or you can just have that one course that you run on a regular basis, right? So it's perfect for you. All right. We have Ryan here. I'm just starting, so I don't want to pay for a separate website. Totally fine. Can I use Thinkific as a one-stop shop? Yes, absolutely. I do recommend an email marketing tool just because Thinkific is a course platform. We specialize in that. We've chosen not to specialize in email marketing because 99% of our paying customers have their own email tools that they love and use already. So we focus on being the most connectable platform out there. That is us. So I want to show you something really quickly on the screen here. It's the Thinkific App Store. If you go to apps.thinkific.com, we've released this very recently. We have a lot of apps here that connect with Thinkific. We make it really easy for you to choose the tool that's right for you and connect it into your business, because we know if you look at all-in-one solutions out there, typically it's like a Swiss Army knife situation. It's a bunch of tools and none of them are good. So we've chosen to have Thinkific be the perfect tool for teaching and selling online courses, but you can connect with the other tools that do a really good job of marketing via email. You can do things like e-webinar for your pre-recorded sales webinars. You can turn your courses into podcasts with Hello Audio. There's tons of apps here that you can use. And we connect with tons of email service providers out there. So you're pretty much set. John asks, you have described an efficient way to create a class for individual learning. Great, that's awesome. How would you do the same for a small group design class? So this is exactly what I'm saying, John. In the process here that I have laid out, what we recommend doing is a small group class at first. You're not relegated to doing hundreds of students at once with these things. If you need 10 students in your course, we helped somebody very recently that is helping people with their autistic children and learning how to do safe interventions for autistic children. They only wanted 10 people in their course, and that's what they built their course to do. So we help them to do that in the Course Builder Academy. And what we're doing there is we're focusing on those really high touch, high engagement courses, because when you first get started, you have to understand how that works for your course topic and your audience before going to set it and forget it, evergreen passive income, right? So that's the dream. But to get there, we see course creators go through the steps of individual small group coaching or small group courses. So that's what we teach in the CBA. Now, if you want to jump straight to thousands of people building a course, the CBA is going to teach you all of the best practices for content creation and to create a really good course. So you could try that, but it's our recommended process to build with us and build those small group courses or cohort courses. Claire Wright, are the live sessions run across time zones? Yes. Late evening is not great for us in the UK or AU. Totally, that makes sense. So we have our live sessions at different times of the day, our office hours, to serve these two audiences. So hopefully that works out for you. It's at 10 a.m. on Wednesdays. 10 a.m. on Fridays, and we have Pacific time, and 3 p.m. on Wednesdays Pacific time. So hopefully those two work for you. Sarah says, if we buy today, can we join a future cohort? I won't have time in the next 8 weeks to do this course. Unfortunately, no, Sarah. However, it's only the live content, the community aspect of things, the live expert presentations, all of those things are going to be happening over the 8 weeks. Most of the course content we've worked on over several iterations. And we're at the point now where you can go through the course on your own. So when you do buy this program, if you want the discount on the pro plan, if you want the business boosters, what you can do is you can buy this program today and you can take the content later. You might miss out on a few live events there, and you can pick and choose which live events you want to go to. It's pretty flexible. So consider doing that instead of starting the course later. You can always come back to the content as many times as you need. We're not planning on taking down the content for anyone who buys it. Mike says, can we switch to a monthly billing after purchasing the offer? Absolutely, yeah. So you automatically switch over to monthly billing. If you are in love with Thinkific and you want to invest in us as your business partner at that point, hopefully we've done our best to impress you and you've gotten some success with your course. Mike, what you can do is you can sign up for a full year after the program ends, after 6 months. You can sign up on an annual plan. When you sign up on annual plans at Thinkific, you get a 20% discount on the monthly rate. Meaning, if you were to sign up for the monthly plan, pay us $99 a month for 12 months, you could have instead signed up for an annual plan, and then it only works out to about $79 per month, USD. Ryan again, awesome questions. Ryan, what happens after the 6 months runs out? Oh, I just answered that. It automatically moves you to a monthly payment plan, but you're free to cancel. There's no contracts. Ursula says, oh, that one's answered already. Cynthia, how do you control your number of enrollments? And should you? Good question, Cynthia. What you can do to control your number of enrollments is keep an eye out for your enrollment count, and you just switch it over to a private course after you hit your enrollment count. Should you? I don't think so. So when you're pre-selling your course, this is why we do pre-sell. If you design a course that's made for 10 people and you get 100 people interested, you're going to want to have 100 customers, right? That's just a great problem to have. So in order to avoid that, what we do is we pre-sell first, we get those 100 customers, hopefully, and then we figure out how to scale out the interactive parts of our course based on our student count, right? So this process is set up in a really smart way so that when you have an idea of what you're going to do in the course, you can pivot after the pre-sell to sustainably help those students with your course. So if you're planning on one-on-one coaching 2 hours a day with different people, you might need to scale that down to something like group coaching instead. And you're able to make those decisions after you pre-sell and you know your customer count. I don't believe in limiting the enrollments for the courses. However, some people absolutely must, and we can support that too. Dieter says, do you have experience using Thinkific to convert multiple day face-to-face retreats into an online offer? Absolutely. I run retreats in Vietnam and plan to offer virtual retreats. Consider using Thinkific. Yeah, absolutely. So when you're thinking about what a multiple day face-to-face retreats into an online offer is, it's going to be a collection of materials that you're giving to your participants and potentially the replays of whatever you're doing live, as long as it's recorded. And what you can do is you can take that content, you upload it to Thinkific, and you deliver it over the course of the event or as a whole package, as a one-off purchase after the event. That's what I would recommend doing with those. It's the same as summits. It's the same as webinars, those kinds of things you can use Thinkific to sell. Ursula, does Thinkific advertise the courses it sells and help promote new courses on behalf of the clients? Ursula, when we created Thinkific originally, we built this tool for people who don't want somebody to do that for them. And I'll explain what I mean. These are the kinds of people who have sold on marketplaces like Udemy. These are the people who have worked with marketing agencies, those kinds of things. And they were tired of compromising on, they had to change up their content. They had to reduce their branding. They couldn't own their customers. They got no emails from their students. So what we did is we made a platform for you to do all of this on your own. You own the content, you own the customers, you own the marketing. We don't talk to your customers for you at all whatsoever. You can completely control your branding, everything. That's up to you. So in exchange, we can't market your courses for you. That's our big differentiator. We don't talk to your customers. They're your customers, right? If we did, there would be some kind of compromise there that we would have to do. There's like cuts of revenue. So Udemy, for example, can take up to 90% of your revenue. You don't own any of the emails there. And it might look kind of unprofessional to have some other company reaching out to your customers for you. That said, in the Course Builder Academy, we help you a lot with this process. We're going to teach you all the things that you need to do in order to do this yourself. We'd rather teach you to fish than give you the fish, right? Hopefully that's an appealing option for you. Deborah, after 6 months, should we choose to stop? What happens to our courses? You keep the courses. Like I said, if you downgrade to the free plan, you get a 1 course limit. So if you have multiple courses, you have to have only 1 published. You can always downgrade to the basic plan, and that way you can keep your unlimited courses. And if you stay on Pro, you get access to all the features to run these cohort-based courses. Cynthia says, how do you control the number of enrollments, and should you? Oh, sorry, I answered that one already. John, can I incorporate ebooks through Kotobi with Thinkific? John, that's a good question. I don't know Kotobi that well, but what you can do is reach out to help@thinkific.com and we can work that through. Typically, you can integrate most tools as long as they're embeddable. So if Kotobi is embeddable, it will work. All right, Kim, thanks for the office hours. Thanks. Is the office hours referring to the training delivered as a part of this package, or is that additional support that runs alongside this? The office hours is going to be included in the CBA or Course Builder Academy program. Sandy Hall, is there any difficulty with participants in your Course Builder Academy working on trying to create a course to sell the same thing? Awkward. I know you want to interacting and helping with each other, but how does Thinkific deal with that? Everyone in the same business has different skills and ideas. I'm struggling a bit with thinking about being in course creation, working along the same things that other people are trying to do. Sorry to ask what I've been wondering. Sandy, that's a really good question. What I would recommend doing here is not to think about your topic as your topic, right? You're going to have competitors no matter what. The thing about business is it's not about the idea. You can have the best idea in the world. And if you've seen shows like Dragon's Den or Shark Tank, you're going to see this as well. People come in with really good ideas and then they patent them and they protect them with copyright and they worry about all these details. They spend $10,000 on patents and stuff like that without ever building it, right? So they just have an idea in their head that they're trying to sell. This is not how to do business, especially online. You're going to have a competitor. You're going to have people trying to rip you off. It's inevitable. What you do is you protect yourself against that by executing the idea the best. You want to focus on executing your way. You want to do your brand. Your way of speaking is going to appeal to a certain group of people. If somebody out there is working on coding, you're working on coding as well, you're going to be targeting 2 different audiences just based on the fact that you are different as an instructor than the other person. They're going to be doing their course a different way, right? Nothing is proprietary, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. So don't have that fear mindset. Have the growth mindset of maybe I can work with that person. Maybe you two can partner together. Maybe you can build courses together. Maybe you can market each other's courses. There are so many more opportunities when you have these growth mindsets instead of the fear or, you know, the scary, I'm worried about my idea mindset. So please don't worry too much about that. When it comes to your content, you own it. So we're going to support you. If somebody is out there and they're trying to rip you off or something like that, we work as quickly as possible to make sure that things are taken care of in the proper legal way. So you can always reach out to us if there's any actual issues with this, and we will tell you what to do essentially. Kim Ellis, thanks for the office hours. Oh, I already answered that one. What else would we need to budget to launch for a course? Is there an email marketing platform and video creating and editing software? Yeah, actually. So in the gift that I was going to send you here today, let me just drop that in the chat for you. It is thnk.cc/tools. Oh, I put tools. Let me do that one more time. There you go. Don't click the tools one. There's no tools on Thinkific, I swear. The tools link that I gave you there is going to outline what you need. Okay. So I cover the bare necessities. This is email software, video editing, that kind of stuff. I cover it and recommend some choices on my own personal experience. Sangeeta, when does the course begin again? So that's December 6th. Sangeeta, you're in our last program. So welcome back. Sangeeta, that's going to start on December 6th and run till about February 11th. We do 2 weeks in between for holidays. So we're not going to be working over Christmas. Don't worry. We're not going to be working over New Year's. You can party. And we're going to come back in January and finish off early February. Kim asks, what else would we need to budget for? Oh, sorry, I just answered that one. Jerry says, for EST, the course is either Wednesday, 6 p.m. or Friday, 1 p.m. And can you sign in either day depending on the week? Yeah, totally. You can sign into both. You can sign into neither. You can sign into either. So you are set there. John, thank you, Sean. Do you have customers using iSpring software? We do, actually. If you go to help.thinkific.com and search iSpring, we have a guide on how to use it in your course. And thank you again. Round of applause, everybody, for Sean and Pawnees answering these questions, by the way. Thank you. Sound off in the chat if at all possible. Say thanks, Sean. Thanks, Pawnees. Really appreciate your time here answering all these amazing questions here today. Once again, thank you so much for being here. We really hope to see you in the CBA program and on our Thinkific Pro plan. So if you are thinking, if you're on the fence on this, just reach out to us and we'll let you know if there's anything that we can do to help you with this. But I highly recommend buying this today. We're going to be taking this offer away tonight. So please make sure that this is what you want to do. Check it out, explore the page. You can scan the code on the page right now. You can go to the link on the page. You can find out all the details. There's an FAQ at the bottom. Help.thinkific.com if you're wondering about specifics like iSpring or Codebee or any of those other tools out there that you were mentioning today. And once again, I want to say this. I am so appreciative that you've spent your time here today with us. As entrepreneurs, time is the most valuable resource, right? You have none of it. So I'm so appreciated that you spent your time here with us here today. And hopefully I've done a good job helping you get some value out of this hour and a bit here today. Hopefully you have the strategy to move forward. Obviously, you can go ahead without any of this here on your own if this deal isn't for you. But if it is something that you want to invest in, make sure to do it today. We want to see you in the program and we want to help you step by step. Okay. So thank you so much for this. I see all the things coming in on the chat. So thank you for all these wonderful messages. And we're going to send this out to you as well via replay very shortly. A couple more questions coming in. I'm going to go ahead really quickly and answer these before signing off. We're going to go ahead and cut off today at 12:30 p.m. PST today as a hard stop. I got to get Sean and Pawnee some lunch because they're probably hungry from answering all these questions here today. AW, will the live content on Wednesdays and Fridays be different? AW, no. What's different about it is that it's an office hours. So we're going to have good conversations that you might miss out on, essentially. D, photos for course creation. Where can we find some, please? Photos? Yeah, absolutely. Unsplash.com and Pexels. Unsplash.com. I'll put this in the chat. Pexels.com. Free photos, free videos. You can use them in all of your course creation landing pages, content. We love it. Kim, I think I missed how you sell courses. Sorry, is it possible to sell courses directly from Thinkific rather than using a platform? Yeah, that is Thinkific. So Kim, when you're using Thinkific, you don't have to worry about platforms like marketplaces. You don't have to compromise anything. That is Thinkific's promise to you. Dieter, thank you for answering my retreat question. I'll buy the offer and hopefully get inspiration to launch my first virtual meet. Dieter, I can't wait to see you in the program. That's super exciting. Really glad to hear it. Okay, great. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate this. We're going to send out the replay with all the info. So don't worry about if you missed any part of this. Again, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. And let us know if you're interested on this today. If there is something that's standing in your way, Or if you're on a monthly pro plan already and you signed up for more than 30 days, just give us a shout today, okay? So we'll honor the offer if things can't happen today. But if you can go and jump in and get this today, go ahead and do it. We have that 30-day money back guarantee, so it is risk-free. Just give us a shout and we should help you out. All right, the best email, Sangeeta, is help@thinkific.com. All right, everybody, looking forward to it as well. Thanks, Grace. That rhymes. It did. I know, surprised myself. All right, everybody, that's all for today. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.